Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott, and today's shave is with House of Mamoth Indigo. And the razor has a notorious reputation, but I really enjoy this razor. That's the Muehle R41 razor. Known to be an aggressive razor, but yeah, it's not as bad as you'd think it's going to be. So we're going to do this today. I've done it multiple times, and people seem to really enjoy this razor. So yeah, it's time for the rotation for this razor. I bought just the head and got the handle I wanted instead. So that's not a Muehle handle. That's a Maggard's handle, which you can tell because you see the maple leaf on the bottom. Obviously, I bought this from Maggard's. So I bought the head separately, and then I bought a handle that they their own brand that I like, that what they call a bamboo style handle, because that's what I wanted for this. Didn't care for the handle that came with it. Had borrowed it from my neighbor to try it out the first time, and it's standard handle on it, and didn't really care for it. So yeah, I got my own handle. So you can do that with Maggard's. I like that you can do that. So yeah, very nice. So we'll be doing that today, and of course we're going to start. Oh, actually, we're going to start by talking about getting close to drawing time. You know that I get my samples, and look, my sample bag is empty. This was the last one in that bag, and that's the second bag worth of samples I've purchased. So what that means is it's now time for a giveaway. So I'm not going to do that in this video, but it's coming up. So just be on the lookout. There will be a giveaway video in the next week or so. I'm not going to define a time when I can do that, but I was kind of hoping to do it outside, and it's going to storm today. So yeah, not today. But let's get started with this. Oh, and so you're not worried, here's the next 7 samples all lined up. And literally, I just kind of take them from the top. The only time I go hunting for one is like if I've got a shaving product, like a bowl or a razor or something, the same brand as a soap, then yeah, I like to match those up. Other than that, no, I just take them off the top and use what's the next one up. So here, goes back in the drawer. Yeah, they just stay in the bag. I keep everything nice and clean, all nice, so it stays in the bag until I use it. Today we're going to do you'll see this now. Let's do it now. Let's open this up for the first time. There's that little seal that Maggard's puts on, because Maggard's hand packs these from the full size containers. Oh, a different scent than I was thinking of. I was thinking this might be a little on the sweet side, but really, no, it's not. Oh, I'm liking that. I can kind of smell the hint of blueberry, but it's more, yeah, that vetiver deepness, black pepper. And I do like black pepper in a shaving soap. It's not like pepper you put on your food, whatever. It doesn't smell like that. It smells different. It's more that earthiness, like the whole kernel type of thing. Yeah, I like that. And there's a little bit of oud in there, but just a little bit. I like it when there's a little bit of oud, but not a lot, because I'm not a big oud fan it's just that it's so overpowering. It can really overpower everything, but no, nice proportions. Well, let's stop talking about it and let's scoop some out. So yeah, I take the back of my clean spoon, wash it every time. See that custom bent I do that on my little dollar store spoon. And we're aiming for like an almond size is what we're aiming for. And that's about right. That's probably just a tick heavy on an almond size. Let me put this over here. My bowl, I'm just going to put it down on the table. It's just easier if I put it on the table here. I'll show you afterwards here after I get it off the spoon. There we go, off the spoon. Put the spoon aside so I can wash that afterwards. There it is. We're just going to mush it. And of course, it's what they call like crope soap. So it's a creamy soap. So it's not like when you see like triple milled, that means the thing's rock hard. You're never going to budget this way. But this is just your standard. What I see 90% of the soaps out there are this type of consistency, a little softer, a little harder than this, but always you can motion with your thumb. I like this one. This does seem to be a little bit firmer than some, so it's going to stay there. I push it down and it's going to stay there, so I like that. There'll probably be residual left over when I'm done. And if you continue, if you have like the full size and you put it in a bowl like this, you don't care if there's some left over. You're just going to go the next day. And I may or may not like soak that to get the rest of it off and get rid of it and all that. So, but now I'm just going to put a little tick of water. I'm just dipping it into the sink, because I get my sink is full of warm water. So there we go. I just putting some over the top. Just gonna set that aside. My brush is in this sink. My washcloth is in the sink. So yeah, I have to wash my face first. So we're gonna do that. We're doing the whole thing today. I'm not cutting any part out today. So this is dripping wet. I only wrung it out a little bit, but it's still very wet. And I wash my face from here down. This up here I washed my forehead with witch hazel instead of soap. But my face here, when shaving and all that, and my nose, I wash my nose with this Preshave soap. So I swirl around five times in each spot. And if, of course, the chin was exposed and all that, I would do that too. There we go. And now I turn it a quarter turn when I put it back in the soap stand, so it wears evenly. So, because when I first got my very first soap cube from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, I only did it one direction. It was getting lopsided and all that, so that dawned on me, maybe I should turn it and keep it even, especially because it's such a big cube. I want it to stay even and as maximum usefulness as possible. And I'm not even halfway through that thing yet. There we go. Oh. And no, I don't really wash my mustache and chin whiskers when you're watching, because it's just more mess, more to have for me to rinse off. It's a little tough to rinse off and not take too much time. So yeah, I don't really do that on camera. But if you weren't here watching, then I would be doing that too. So yeah, and of course I've got a new beard oil that I'm trying out too, that I'm actually kind of liking a lot. I'm really impressed with this so far. I've used it for just the first week here, and I'm liking it already. So I'm not really ready to give you a review of it yet, but it's future video. So now let me just, here we go, get that washcloth all rinsed off again, warmed up. Some of you younger bucks are thinking, what's he doing all that effort for? What's he wasting all that time for? Well, for me, it's because I have to. These white whiskers, you've got gray white whiskers, then yeah, it demands to be washed first, softened up a bit. A little, clean the skin too is always a nice thing. And I'm not really worried about the whiskers having a little bit of water left in them or soap left on the face. It's okay. It's a Preshave soap, and I could literally leave that soap on and then lather over if I wanted to. That's its intended purpose, to either just wash the face or to use as a underlaying slickness provider, and which I have done too for lesser soaps. Haven't been using lesser soaps in the last year or two really, but in times past I would have, and yeah, it's nice to have that. So bear with me, I'm just rinsing out the soap out of the washcloth. There we go. I have my own routine and method of doing that, so. Alrighty, so let's set that aside. Now, and of course this has had a little water on it, so I'm going to take my brush out now. Give it 2 shakes and a squeeze. Shake, shake, squeeze. There we go. And this is a Bobby Moffett handle, so I love that handle. I love that. To me, it reminds me of 50s vintage. What it reminds me of, that turquoisey, tealy color there, and all the I just like that. And this is a AP Shave Co. Sinbad, not in that handle, that I put in myself. So I bought just the handle from Sawdust Creations, and then put my own hit in it that I bought separately. And then of course I've got a Bobby Moffett Sawdust Creations brush too that I got from him and he supplied the Manchurian knot in that thing, and that thing is wonderful. Love that too. But yeah, I like his work. I really do. I'm very, very pleased with his work. But we're gonna say we get that little, how much water? I'm saying probably 3/4 teaspoon-ish. Leaving it in there. I got my 2 shakes and a squeeze. We'll leave that in there. Okay, that's doing good. That's after 50. Y'all know my routine. Okay, that's after 100. Boy, that's starting to build really fast. But it needs some more work. That's still a little bit too runny, too a little thin for my taste. 150 more swirls to come. But this time I switched to counterclockwise, and it's just for comfort, that's all. The shape of this handle is just very comfortable for whipping up lather. And it's really starting to whip up really well. It really is. It's still got a lot of sheen on there too, but a little bit too runny looking to me. I want it, if I was straight razor shaving, I might just stop now, but I'm not. I'm de-shaving, so I want this a little thicker. So 100 more to go, 50 at a time. And of course with my, what brand is this? My Copper Bowl, my Captain's Choice Copper Bowl. Okay, that's after 200. Really getting there. Yeah, it's just about there. I think in another 50, you're going to have it just to where I want it. Okay, there we go. Down plenty of soap for several people shaving. So there we go. My face is still damp, I can tell. So we'll just go ahead and start putting the soap on. Oh, nice head strength right off the bat, coming on the neck and what have you. That's head strength. That's somewhere in the 4 to 6 range. That's really hitting nice. That's a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. Wowie. Really coming across. That scent is very pleasing. It is more earthy. I'd say more they did like the oudiness and all that. And it was with the pepper and the oud and all that kind of working together. The vetiver kind of working together. But because you know there's blueberries in it, you can kind of smell that sweet. You can smell it. You can tell. If I didn't know there was blueberries in it, I'd go, what is that? What's that little sweetness? What is that? But knowing blueberry in there, yeah. There we go. Now we'll just paint on. We scrubbed in a little bit. Now we're just going to paint on. I mean, this is a fairly floppy brush because that's how way I prefer them. When the handle if the handle is like a, we'll call it a 26 millimeter diameter handle, it'll accept knots for. So they always tell you 24, 26. The bigger number would fill it up more and make it firmer, and the smaller number millimeter wise will make it more floppy. So I always tend towards the floppy side, just a preference. Because I wash my face, I'm not looking to scrub my face and clean it that way with a brush. So I just like the smooth, luxurious feeling of it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Get that off of there. And now for the beast, my little nickname for this. And it's not a fancy, it's not steel or anything like that. It's just your basic little pot metal thing there. Chrome plated, so yes, there's scratches, little tiny scratches in my chrome, whatever. But nice little razor. Nice little razor too, absolutely. Alrighty, of course, not a lot of, if you can see that, there's not a lot of blade exposure, really not. It's probably on the lesser side than a lot, probably lesser side than half of them. But in the gap, if you look, the gap isn't real big either, but we got all the spacing between those, like we'll call them teeth. It opens up just those fragments, so it makes it, you got the exposure that way. Now, I did cut my Adam's apple with it this week because I don't move my Adam's apple all the way. And I nicked it Sunday and Tuesday both. And I was trying to be real ginger with it Thursday when I shaved. So we'll see whether I nick it today or not, but we'll see. Alrighty. Now with this razor, I will say, because the way that open comb design is, in any open comb tooth razor too, I tend to come a little bit too far down on I'll call it the top sides of my chin whiskers, and I knock it down a little bit too much. So I'm trying to not do that. I already have this week. It's already too low for my taste. I like it a little higher, so I'll have to grow that back. But there we go. Just leaving it there. There we are. And of course, I'm not going underneath the nose with this. I don't go underneath the nose with really any DE razor when I've got the mustache going. So we're grabbing that. Oops. If I can reach it without knocking stuff down off my shelf here. Put that back. Here we go. Leaf twig racer. That's what I use for underneath the nose. And this is the original leaf twig. Oops, tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Original leaf twig. So it's not the thorn, it's just a regular twig. So it's the milder of them. Just the way I like it for my sensitive area under the nose. And done. One and done. That's all I need for that. All right, let's grab the brush again. Oh yeah, very nice scent. I'm gonna say it's more earthy with just a touch of sweetness, is how I describe this. There. Put that down. Pass 2 is across the grain. I will comment too on the bamboo style handle. Any other handle, you find your hand slipping a little bit, just slipping up and down there, a little bit. With the bamboo, no, it kind of locks in because I find like a little notch and I'm locked in it, and it's like my hand doesn't move up and down that handle. It just stays put. You can tell I'm just barely holding it with a couple of fingers here. That's it. Don't know what you guys are doing today. I'm being a little politically active in my town. As of recently, there's a proposed new development at the end of my dead-end street here, and a lot of us neighbors are not real crazy about what they're asking for. They're asking for a zoning variance to make it the tiny little lots, whatever. There's issues with there's several issues so we're not happy about. We're not happy with the answers from the developer. So yeah, a bunch of us are going to that planning board meeting on Tuesday here in Sanford to talk about it. I plan on signing up to speak, as several of us are. And of course, I want to hear what the developer says, because the answers so far that we've got, for the answers that he did give us, we're more shining on than giving us serious commitments. So it's like, there's no serious commitments. So without that, yeah, we're just not happy. So we're doing our civic duty. But today, let's see, depending on how the rain holds out, it's supposed to rainstorm this morning. If the rain is holding out, like if it's like it's been doing, then I'm going to do some more work on my front stairs, replacing those. I bought all the product last week because I had to buy more. The more I got into it, the more rot I found, so I had to buy more stuff to replace. So yeah. So that's starting on that. It's today's job. Won't get it done today, I'm sure. We'll work on it for a few hours, what have you. And I got other things to do. Got to pick up the yard some too. But so yeah, I got enough to keep me busy for today. Pass 3 is against the grain. Now it's late May here. So I know here, at least here in the States, even up through the northern countries, it's warm enough to be working outside, doing things outside. I know you guys in Michigan and Minnesota, whatever, probably still have a jacket on, perhaps. Where I'm sweating in t-shirt and in shorts here, but what we're all getting out and doing. So just around the world. Not sure about the Southern Hemisphere, what your temperatures are like right now. But what are you guys up to? What are your projects? What are you doing today, this weekend? What are you doing? What do you got going on at home? What's on your honeydew list? And the other question is, have you been politically active in your community? Maybe some of you've run for office even. Okay, here's the test. I'm not going to swallow for the Adam's apple. See how it does. How it does. Stretch it out. Light and easy. And I do not need a buffing pass. Oh, maybe a little spot right there, but I'm not going to buff it. Just a wet razor. Oh, one spot right there. Oh. Buffing of sorts, just not a lot of water. But this side is fine. And of course, this is my strong arm side, and it's fine. And this one, my offhand side, it needed just a little tweak. This razor goes after it. It does. It just goes after it. Let me pause and wash up. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Just washed the face with a warm washcloth and all that. Washed up my equipment. It's all clean, set aside here. Let that go. Just want to show you real quick here. I'll show it to you. I'm not going to review it or tell you anything about it really, but this is the beard balm I'm using. It's Grave Before Shave. This when I emailed Maggards, I asked them like what was their best beard balms because I wanted to review, and they said this is their most popular. So, and I've used it 4 or 5 times so far in the last couple of weeks, and I'm liking it. But I want to use it a little bit more too before I give you a genuine, thoughtful review. So it's coming. One of those things in the background. Okay, let's turn on the cold water. I want to get a couple of splashes of cold water here. Put this aside. Okay, 2 splashes. All right. And alum, good old alum. I am not using aftershave today. I'm gonna go outside and work and all that and take a shower afterwards, and then I'll use something since. But today I'm not using an aftershave. So I definitely wanted my alum. I want to feel the sting. I want to know that I've got some antiseptic properties going on there. That I won't have any problems with any kind of infections or anything stuff that could happen, which back in the olden days there, which was a genuine concern. It did happen. Alrighty, so there's that. So yeah, nice refreshing shave. Let me show you that again here one more time. Let's make sure the cap's on tight. And what do they call that? Sorry, gotta put glasses. I can't read without the glasses on. Tiny little letters, it's not happening. Yeah, the Indigo. And of course that blue looking label here, so it's got the blueberry in it and all that, but very nice. Stronger scent than I thought it was. I can get a light hint of it now just on my face after I wash my face. But other than that, it's just a light I can put on whatever I want for cologne or aftershave, whatever I was going to do. But I'm not doing that today. I don't want to attract the bugs when I'm out there working. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. But of course, this is the last sample going into my batch of samples that I just did. So I've got somewhere between 12 and 14 samples now that I'll be giving away in a video here in the next week or so. So be looking for that. But I hope you enjoyed the shave. Please like and subscribe and go with God.